Thursday, February the 6th, 1:01 p.m. Eastern, which is only 10:01 a.m. on the West Coast, which we know is the best coast because I'm missing it already, especially with the snowstorm overnight. So want to welcome good friend here, Caleb Rapoport, the sixth stringer for Nerd Halen. Yes, who's been getting a lot of press coverage from the Van Halen news desk, which is awesome. Thanks also for including me in that Van Halen news desk, and now part of the EVH family.
Yes. Just announced this week. Awesome. It's been a good week for the project. Went to NAMM with a mission to get some sponsors, get with some companies based on how the band is doing and progressing, and there's a lot of interest there. Like I've said before, last year when I went, nobody knew anything about it, and I was just handing out those shirts. The one you're wearing, in fact, I think I handed you that one.
Yes, this one actually came straight from the NAMM floor.
And I made shirts before I had a band, and so the difference from last year to this year was just incredible, and I had a feeling it would be, just based on how this whole last year has gone. So when we showed up at NAMM this year, and every few minutes people are like, Nerd Halen, when you're walking by, and it's like,
Yep, I can attest. We're not making this stuff up. We spent a lot of time together at NAMM, so I heard it.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. The internet is a powerful tool in getting things going for your projects, and it's all in how you figure out how to use it for you. And
I agree on that.
So, and we were saying before we went on, I'm getting messages from all over the world, and like places I had no idea existed, and they're like, when are you coming here? And I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's crazy. Like,
awesome. Let's see, who do we got in the chat here? We already got 11 people. It says we've got Joe Hervey, John Parson, Tom Harhigh, Pete Hickson, Six String Brian, Martin. Let's see here, Jay Steen. We got Jamie the Law in here. Awesome. My lovely sister Amanda, Bumblebess, and Pooh Ninja. Nice.
Sorry. Okay. Just trying to get the chat up there. All right. Let me see.
Are you on a mobile device or your laptop?
Laptop, yeah.
On the right-hand side of the StreamYard page, there should be a listing for comments, and that'll bring up the chat.
Oh, okay. I just go to the YouTube channel and
that's an option.
Get the pop out.
Yeah.
Or pop.
That's what I actually have both, because sometimes messages won't show up in the StreamYard chat, especially super chats. And I figure if someone is nice enough to donate to the channel, the least we can do is show the damn comment.
Right. For sure. Good. Okay. Yes. Hello, everyone.
Yes. And before I forget, we'll do it live on here. Thank you, sir, for doing the Frankie demo for me, because let's be honest, you're a little better at doing the EVH-based demos than this guy.
Well, it was a perfect convergence of lucky, I think.
Yeah.
Right there. So
yeah, we actually didn't have a bunch of people hanging over us. You were able to plug in.
Well, we did have some people hanging over us. If you listen to the video closely, there's one guy who actually that I took the guitar from, who doesn't stop talking during the whole video, and I think I even react to it like, dude, what do you do? He kept going, yeah, that's great, man. Hey, wow, at least you can play. Whoa, dude. Oh man, look at that. And it's like,
are you in a band? Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I know. It's like, could you not see that we were filming?
We're filming. I'm just trying to play the thing, It was funny when he said in the beginning, he goes, at least you can play. And I'm just doing those harmonics. And I go, oh, I just know how to do this.
We got Terry here. He says he's not feeling well, but he's here. Well, heal up, buddy. I hope you're feeling better soon.
Feel better, Terry.
Okay, my sister got a kick out of that, I bet. Hey, Wolverine, good to see you. Yes, and if anyone hasn't followed Caleb or Nerd Halen yet, there is a link to the Nerd Halen YouTube channel down below in the description. Jump on board.
Yes.
Channel's blowing up by the day, I swear. Love it.
We're gathering. We're gathering.
Yes.
The Nerd Halen website's been getting a little tweakage too, and obviously we have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Exactly.
So check those out too. Lock those in. Usually the first place I post anything is on the Nerd Halen Instagram, which goes straight to the Nerd Halen Facebook page. So
it's kind of nice how you can link them all like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's fun.
And hello to Headstock Harem. Good to see you, man. So if you guys have any questions for myself or Caleb, definitely ask away. So post NAMM, what do your bandmates think of this ramping up?
Well, there's lots of texts going back and forth on conflicts because we're getting, show offers. So there's several things in the works over the next few months. Hopefully we'll fill in some dates and get some more things going. But there's also like private events to start, people feeling us out for that. Somebody's big birthday party next year. They want us there for that. I believe there's some money involved there. So, things are, yes. I mean, the article on the Van Halen news desk was, I refer to it as somebody strapping a rocket ship to Nerd Halen. So,
I can attest, especially I can understand, we had that pump up on, I believe it was the 21st, because you texted me while I was flying home for the top 5 NAMM videos, which was cool. And then for the fact that then they did the interview and staggered it enough that it was the perfect timing. Like
right, to get a rebump. Yeah, for sure.
And then they included the demo again at the end of the article, and people were still clicking on that. And I'm thinking, would not be the same people that already saw it previously, but doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good when so there's 250,000 followers of the news desk on Facebook alone. So when they run that article on there, link it, got something like 700 shares or something off that, and
oh yeah, it was ridiculous.
And 400 some comments, probably maybe 30% of those nice and positive. Just kidding. But it's fun. It's fun to see everybody's reaction. I knew the concept would throw people without a sarcastic bone in their body. They wouldn't understand it. And it's funny to watch their reactions because it was pretty. I was ready for that. There's a lot of people don't understand. Not taking things seriously, and I feel for them.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's way too many folks in the community industry, whatever you want to call it, that, man, they just got to relax and lighten up. And
yeah. I mean, this is fun and showbiz, and I think in the spirit of Van Halen. I mean, Van Halen, the reason they were awesome, I mean, aside from the music and the performance, was that they didn't take any of it seriously.
Yeah, they were the ultimate party band.
They were like, we're not up here in the leather and the studs acting like, we worship the devil, even though we don't. It's just a business.
Yeah.
They're just playing and laughing and enjoying. And, I think that's the way music should be. It's a fun thing. It's a fun experience.
I would agree. I would say the only parallel, and it just hit me last night, actually. I was watching some live stuff from the Stones, and that pay-per-view in 81 or 82 that the Stones did. I can see a lot of Van Halen in that, like the brightly colored, like we'll dress that trendy kind of way, that Road Warrior-esque, like Dave Lee Roth did, but it was very similar to what Mick Jagger was wearing and doing, and they're showboating in a good way, working the crowd. And
yeah, yeah, it's meant to be fun and entertaining for the eyes and the ears. So it's you know, our show is based on, you know, there's got to be people rocking and they've got to be laughing, and
Yep.
Those are the two elements that we are, you know, have enlisted ourselves to bring, is the funny and the good music, you know, and played well. Like I want the music to be as close as it can be, and just to respect it, you know. So
yeah, I agree on that. I would say, you know, probably the ultimate reaction would be after seeing you guys play is my neck is sore from headbanging, my cheeks are sore from smiling, and my stomach's sore from laughing.
mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, the word is fun. I remember the first night we actually played 2 songs at the Ultimate Jam here in Hollywood at the Whiskey, which is kind of where the band was formed, pretty much. And we played 2 songs during that as Nerd Halen. We got dressed up for the first time and played. I believe it was "Running with the Devil" and "Best of Both Worlds." Ironically, because now we don't even do Sammy stuff, but we were thinking about it then,
Right.
And we will again, probably. I'm sure the sets are long enough and people want it. But I remember when we finished those 2 songs, and you know, you could walk up the stairs, and there's like a gauntlet of all the artists, like waiting to high five you and stuff. And every one of them said the same word, and that was fun.
Nice.
And to hear that word, you know, that's what you want. That's what you want to bring. Everybody wants. What does everybody want? Everybody wants to have fun, and
Exactly.
if you can bring it, you know, there's a really good chance of success. So
I agree on that. Well, we got Mike Rohde, Zim's Guitars, Hey Dane, Wolverine, Janice, Brad Miller, bunch of people joining in. Lawrence from LPD Pedals. Awesome.
what's up, Dane? Yeah.
Punu just says, if we're going to wear uniforms, I think everybody should have their own uniform. Sure, I like it.
Right.
Hey, there's Quentin James. Good to see you're awake, man. Nice. We got 28 people watching. Not bad for middle of the afternoon. And we were just texting like, let's go live. Let's do it.
Yeah. Let's do the Canadian version of the EVH announcement.
That's right. Yeah. So you already did your American media. Now you're doing the Canadian media, right?
I had to fulfill my Johnny Bean obligation.
Yeah.
You know, the whole thing started on the Johnny Bean show, and so got him to thank. Him and Dave and Jay been very supportive the whole time, the whole way.
That's
and all the people who are in that, you know, spectrum or whatever you want to call it. Everyone who watches the Johnny Bean show, you know, contributes to the chat. All these people I know by your screen
name.
That's
where I met you.
Yeah, there's people. A few people came up at NAMM and they go, "I'm so and so," and you don't know their real name, but then they say their screen name, and you're like, "Oh, there you are," you know.
Right.
So it's funny that when everyone has a screen name and you don't know what the real name is. So but
it's so true.
It's very cool. So I'm very happy.
He says it's 4:45 a.m. where he is. Wow, early day in Australia.
Sorry to wake you up, Pete. Gee. Did the bell go off?
Wolverine's asking for any links to Caleb and Nerd Halen. I think I'm subbed. Don't see it here. Maybe if Terry or Brad or one of the mods can put some links in the chat.
Yeah, I have my own YouTube, and there's a Nerd Halen YouTube. So you can sub both those. And you know, if you go to our website, there's a video right on the front page that'll take you right to the Nerd Halen YouTube. And you could also just go to YouTube and type in Nerd Halen, and there we are.
Yeah. Sorry, Edwin says, don't forget Mancuda.
I won't forget Mancuda. Mancuda came a little late, though, but, you know.
Well, it was funny. I saw on Tuesday night, he was talking about his way into the Nerd Halen thing would be as if you and Hal have the big blow up.
Right.
But then he would come in and only do the Sammy stuff.
Right. I'd love to hear that voice trying to do Sammy. That would be.
But I always thought if
a show in itself.
I'd love to do a Spinal Tap type, mockumentary, say involving Nerd Halen, and I think we would definitely have to have John as the promoter or road manager,
tour manager for sure.
Yeah,
have him barking at people.
Exactly.
Hilarious. That would be good. I still want to do. I mean, I only did a few guitar leads shows before I got, fully engrossed in this and wasn't able to continue. But it's something I want to do again because now I know all these guitar players and I can do. I've got like 10 guys lined up that I could probably do a show on. So
right.
But I remember Jay Hannon had the greatest idea. He said you should do one of you talking to you, interviewing the Nerd Halen guy. So that would be hilarious to pull that off. So maybe that'll happen. So.
Exactly. Let's see here. Everyone's talking to each other.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. So do you have a NAMM highlight?
A NAMM highlight? Yeah, well, I think I've said it before that the Larry Mitchell show on Friday night at midnight was the end of a very long, awesome day. And I definitely, as soon as I heard Larry was playing, I think the day before, that I knew that I was going to stay, late in Anaheim that night and hopefully, catch a place to sleep somewhere so I could, not have to drive home that late. It's a big drive at that night, at that time. So, yeah, his show, amazing, inspiring. He's just so good. And you hear him play, Larry Mitchell.
Yeah, he puts on an amazing show. I love, the music is amazing. And then the way he interacts with the crowd and this and that, because Larry's got such a great personality.
Yeah, just that smile.
Yeah, it's the whole package.
Somebody who enjoys doing what they're doing so much. And, like I've said before, if I could play like that, I'd be smiling too.
Exactly.
It's something to behold. So check out Larry.
Yeah,
for sure.
Hey, Jeff T.
And he kept bringing up people. He kept bringing up like artists, guitar players and singers throughout the hour that he played. And you're just like, who are these people? And they were all amazing. And I lost my voice that night, just screaming. So
I remember that. Yeah. As you had went live on Facebook.
Yeah, I think I did like 40 minutes.
Yeah. I was in there watching. JJ was watching.
Yeah, so that would be the highlight, the social highlight. I think the highlight of the show, obviously playing the new Frankie is, I knew that guitar was something that I was going to build myself probably for this project. Right. We're pretty Dave era focused, and that guitar is basically spans the Dave, the whole Dave era of Van Halen. And obviously in September, I went to New York just to see that guitar at the Met, at the exhibit. And so I knew a build was coming. And then I heard that they were doing a Frankie relic, and I was, I had my suspicions about it. But it is really, really, really well done, and looks great, feels great, plays great, sounds great. You got to give it up to them, and I'd be the first one to be skeptical or to be, harsh, even if it didn't live up to it. And the guitar is something that is coming my way now, so it's.
There is only one thing I wish they had done different on it. Somebody had commented on it, and that would have been better if they put a Frankie pickup in it instead of a Wolfgang pickup.
Well, yeah. You know what though? The Frankie pickup is like 15. It's the hottest pickup known to man. In fact, I had one in the stainless steel 5150 when I built it, and I remember when it came out of the shop that I have a guy who puts all my stuff together, Sal, at Sam Ash here in Hollywood. Go see him.
Shout out to Sal.
Shout out to Sal. When he had me come in to pick it up, he said, "That is the loudest pickup I've ever put on a guitar." So the original Frankenstein, is basically a PAF, from a Gibson 335, I believe, that Seymour rewound for Ed, and they really tweaked it. But I know it's a lower output pickup,
right?
Like the 78 that Seymour later built is, I think it's like an 8.7,
right?
And I think the bridge humbucker for a Wolfgang is around 12.5. So they're kind of splitting the difference between the super hot and the lower output. So
right.
I understand why they probably use that pickup.
And probably the Wolfgang pickup does pair much better with the EVH amps, I think.
Yeah. I had to take the Frankenstein out of that. So, and go with something a little less, which by the way, the Pasadena Black from Pariah is in that guitar, and that guitar sounds fantastic. And that's the Pasadena White right there. So
nice.
Which is the lower output, closer to the 78 Duncan. So in the Bumble Nerd.
Nice. Yeah. Hello to Layla's Guitar Daddy, Charlie S. Tom Harhi's back, Guitar Collector 12, and last night's guest, Pete Goyer, in the chat. Pete in Canada.
Hey.
Fun times last night.
Yeah.
Thanks for putting in those links, Brad. And hello to Jeff T. Don't want to miss him as well. Awesome.
So there's a little trade between the LA Kings and the Toronto Maple Leafs that went down last night. And
I heard that from you.
Yeah. A little disappointing, but our team is so bad and rebuilding. So we're dumping guys that were there in the glory days, and it's sad because it's over. But we'll miss Kyle Clifford and Jack Campbell, the goalie, backup goalie. So they're going to the Toronto Maple Leafs. So I hope they have success.
Yeah.
And, good dudes. I put a little video up of Kyle Clifford posing for a picture with my son when we'd go to the practices sometimes, and he just came out of nowhere, came over and flipped my kid a puck and posed for a picture. And so check out my personal page. You can see that little video I put together. Well, thank you to him. So he didn't have to do that.
Nice.
Hockey players are the best.
Yep. That's true. I just heard, I got a text from the captain. He's like, "What are you up to today?" And I said, "I'm chatting with you."
Yeah. Captain Smith. Yeah. Well,
hey, Paul.
I guess he would know, right? He knows who called him the captain first. Ben and I have a debate going.
He went, "Well, it's either Caleb or you." And I went, okay.
Yeah. Well,
I'll believe if you say it was you. I'll believe you because I know I was not sober watching that broadcast where we were both in the chat. So
yeah,
my memory isn't exactly perfect.
I don't know. I believe I was on with them, and
maybe
he came in, and his the way he sets up his computer, it's very low, and he's looking up, and there's just something about the background that looks like it's in the galley of a small sailboat, and it's just we affectionately named him Captain Smith. I just said Captain Smith, I believe, and had some kind of Jaws joke in there, and put the fire out, Chief.
Yep.
So, but
it's got to the point where the contact on my phone, it just comes up as the captain.
It's awesome. Yeah.
I
think someone with the name Michael Smith deserves a good nickname.
That's right.
Yeah.
As he always says, I have the most bland name in the world. I was like, yeah, but you're the captain.
You're the captain. So.
Let's see here. Gray Vanzini says, "Good gosh, it's the wee hours of the morning, and here you are at 10:21 in the morning." That's right, because he's up in Oregon.
Yeah, West Coast.
I can see Paul Fuchs in here. The Decat 77 says, "Hey guys, Jake from Kalamazoo. A few guitars were built in Kalamazoo, still are.
Awesome. Stevie Y.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, we're old enough to remember when Stevie Y didn't play defense.
Yeah. Well, they didn't even have to.
No.
Oof. Yeah.
Nice.
We got to totally.
Shows coming up, booked.
Just right now, we have May in Anaheim, Decades booked officially. But
Nice.
there's 2 or 3 other ones in between that we're looking to hammer out and hopefully make an announcement on soon. But definitely be playing again before May. So, but
awesome.
I think the Frankie will debut at that show. So hopefully,
nice.
Fingers crossed.
I tried to get my hands on one, but yeah, I tried.
Yeah, well, I think everyone is, and that's why I'm not getting mine till May. So,
right.
It's probably the hottest order guitar in the world right now. So,
yep.
Hottest pre-order going on there.
Pete's asking if we can hear any Halen licks. I don't know.
I don't see why not. Give me a second.
Yeah. There's Johnny Bean.
Johnny Bean.
Charlie S. just recently got a 5150 pedal. Where do you keep the drive level? Dimed. Nice. We got 36 people watching. Make sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you're new, please like and subscribe.
Sorry, I had to take my earpiece out. I just missed the last 30 seconds.
Oh, quite all right. Just saying hey to folks, asking to like, subscribe, share.
Sure. Sorry.
Alan Bartlett, hello from the UK, he says. Welcome.
What's up?
It's one of the reasons why we're doing this time of day.
Yeah.
More people worldwide to tune in.
Can't get them for the night show.
That's right.
All right. So. Oh, that's the wrong guitar. Hang on. This one hasn't been pulled out since the whiskey the other night, so hang on.
Sure. Hello to Adam D. Randy Crooks. Haven't seen those, Jeff.
Okay, let's go to the
awesome.
Go to the fave here. So the best guitar I own or have played. Just
she's
amazing.
A dandy.
Amazing. So yes. Something like that. Just
nice.
Slap the shite out of the light button.
Charlie S was asking, where do you keep the drive level on a 5150 pedal?
Oh, the overdrive pedal?
Yeah.
I don't, because I don't have one. Yeah, I don't have any overdrives. I use my amp for all the dirt. So I have the 5150 EL34 50-watt head and twin cabinet. That's my rig. You can actually, there's a video on the Nerd Halen channel, which is basically my rig, my rundown rig, or whatever we called it. So you can check it out. You can see all the stuff I'm going through for the Nerd Halen thing. So
nice,
including the Honeyacc, which is the drop box I use to get the voltage down to like 90 or 95 volts, and then the amp pushes a lot harder, and that's why I don't need a pedal. So for that, for sure.
Right. Pete Hickson says, all of a sudden I want to burn all my gear.
I know how you feel, man. There's guys now that are just so sick that you just go, you turn it off quick. You're like, okay, don't want to hear that. Don't want to hear that. Don't want to hear that.
Matt Barnhart says, normally here lurking. Well, welcome, Matt, into the chat. He says, but I have to say I like the everyday streams. Is this a thing now? Randomness. Sunday and Monday nights for sure, and then randomly for schedules, for guests and such, or if we just happen to be texting and say, screw it, let's go live.
Yeah.
Yes. In theory, there won't be any more live streams until this Sunday when we have Rob Welch from Tesi Switch coming on.
Nice.
Yeah.
Rob's a good guy.
Yes. And thank you again, Rob, for updating the website, because now I'm listed as a Tesi Switch artist.
Nice.
Yeah. Which reminds me, I have to get the Tesi switches up to Travis at Reno Fin to put into my guitar.
Great products. Everybody needs a kill switch.
That's right. Liking the look of the studio? I try.
That's my kill switch. So
nice.
Little volume split on the
right. I wasn't sure if you'd done that with just the one guitar or you've done that to a few.
Well, I have two Wolfgangs, and I did it on both of them because I use the Wolfgang on on Hot for Teacher. So I like to do that pickup switch, It's that quick. I don't have to mess with the volume knob or anything like that. I used to have to do the switch and then adjust the volume.
Right.
Now, since it's wired like a Les Paul, this is a volume for the front pickup, and this is the volume for this pickup.
Nice.
It's a little confusing, but obviously I'm using this 95% of the time, so
right.
It's going to be my main volume. So I just have this just a little on a little, and
nice.
So
let's see here. Jason Sumner, hello. Says I installed a kill switch on my John 5 Telly. Love it. Awesome. Let's see here. Guitar Collector 12. Hey, Chris. He says, will you eventually meet Ed now that EVH has reached out to you?
I don't know.
That would be a random thing, I think.
That would be totally random. I don't think it's like, he shows up at your door welcoming you to the company.
Yeah.
So.
I'm just here to give you a hug.
Yeah, hey, congratulations. No.
And then he turns around.
I don't expect that. And, let's just hope Ed's feeling okay these days. So I have no desire to have him go out of his way to meet me. I've met him before, so it's not a huge thing for me to meet him at this stage. It would be awesome, but I just want the guy to enjoy his life. So
exactly,
there's nothing I want more. So
I agree. Tom Harhai says, Caleb, as impressive as you are as a player, I am more impressed by what a great dad you are. I think the time you share with your son is so important. I'm a father of 2 sons, and they are my world.
Yes. Wow. Hey, thanks, Tom. That is beautiful of you to say. I obviously I have 2 boys. One's almost 19, and the other one is going to be 7. And I'm spending a lot of time with my little boy. And you know, I had a great dad, so I think I learned from the best. You know, and I always knew that when I had kids, I'd be there for them and you know, give them all I had. So it really is. It's not even like a thought out thing. It's just how I feel. So anybody who has children can understand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about balance, and literally looking at your Instagram feed, it shows the balance because it's like guitar, Shenny, guitar, Shenny. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So it's yeah, I mean, we could do 12 shows on that. You know, that's the most fulfilling thing in my life for sure.
Yeah.
And, just watching him grow up is the best. So
yeah. And I love the fact that, you know, you documented it in such a way that it's not like, here's my kid, but I feel I'm along for the ride. So it's almost like, you know, when we text, I don't even have to say, how's the family? Because I know.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm putting it up, you know, for, you know, all the people, you know, my close family and stuff who don't live nearby and don't get to see them a lot. That's the real reason I put most of the stuff I put up, is so I could share that with them. And, but, you know, there's all kinds of moments, there's all kinds of firsts and you know, no one recorded my firsts, you know, and I think it's cool for him to have, you know, someday he'll have all his firsts, like that video of him on the airplane, you know, when we're taking off going to San Francisco. The first time he was aware of being on a plane. He was very small when he went to Hawaii, when he was little, and he doesn't remember that. But just the fact, you know, that first liftoff, you're speeding down the runway, and then you feel the wings catch, and you just go up, and you can see it all over his face. It's just the most beautiful thing in the world. Yeah. So I'm glad I caught that. So.
Yeah, that was cool. Martin's got to head home. See you, Martin. Have a good one. He's in Austria, I believe. So it's 20 to 8 at night there.
Oh, have a great night.
Yes. Awesome. Bumblebest wants you to teach us the beginning for Hot for Teacher, but
okay. The drum part or the beginning of Hot for Teacher. Okay. It helps to have really long fingers.
That's true.
I want to specify that right away. As my buddy Pete Caruch says, he calls me spaghetti fingers. Okay. So this is the stretch that's going to be the hardest from the 3rd fret to the 7th fret. All right. And then you add this in on the 12th fret. And it goes something like this. It's a... And then you move it. Then you switch. Go 1 upstream. Get that little shake on the pinky. And then 1 more up. Whoop. And double time there. And then the little descending, which is not for the faint of heart, but it basically goes. And you're in. So
there you go.
All together. And then a little F sharp.
So there you go, folks. You can just rewind that several times.
I need a little more slack on my headpiece or headphones. So.
So what is your favorite song to cover by Van Halen?
Well, that one's always fun because it's like a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Completely, has every form of playing in it. Personally, I think Hot for Teacher is the greatest 3-instrument, 1-pass recording in rock and roll history. It seems like they're 3 doing it all live.
Right.
And I've always wanted to know, like, what the mood was when they finished and looked at each other like, holy shit.
Yeah. Did we just do that?
Did we just do that? And I also want to know what take it was and all that. So, yeah, that one's really fun. What else? Unchained is a great song. We always open with it, and it's just fun. It's like flying a jet fighter. I've never done that, but when you're playing this music at full volume, I've said this before, it really feels like you're strapped in and
sure,
away you go. And to have a great band behind me with my rhythm section, with Jeff Page on drums and Victor Broden on bass, it's very scary. I think we're a very scary, dangerous band, and looking forward to actually doing a lot more than just what we're doing. So, we did the Christmas song. If you guys haven't checked out our Christmas song, we kind of got it out late, like 5 days before Christmas, unfortunately, was when it actually uploaded. But you can look for it. It's our only recording online, or available on all the streaming services. It's called Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And it's basically a Van Halen version of the Springsteen version of the song. Nice. So check that out.
Yes.
You can put it on your phone, donate $1. Most of it's going to the writers. So
nice.
I think I have like $7.20 to collect so far. So it's great.
Let's see. Quentin James says, guess who just got a set of Invaders? Look out.
The Invaders.
Let's see here. Paul Fuchs asks, Caleb, what's your second favorite guitarist to play?
Second favorite guitarist to play?
Let's say cover.
I love Brian May. I think my top 3, we were talking about this a few weeks ago. My top 3 are Eddie, Brian May, and probably Steve Vai. And I can't do any of Steve Vai's stuff at all. I just love what he does.
Right.
So just growing up, those are the guys that I really always dug. So.
Well, I can also say you do some decent Brian May work.
Yeah. That's God. Yeah, I did some Queen songs at the Ultimate Jam over the last year or so, and can't bust them out right now because I don't remember. But
I remember us talking around that time because you'd put out a post, you're like, "Oh, I'm going to the jam night like tomorrow night," and then I'd text it, "What do you learn?" You're like, "Dude, I got to learn this and this by tomorrow." I'm like, "Ooh, okay." Thank you, Brad Miller. He just posted a link to your rundown video.
Check it out. That's got all the info there. That was fun to make.
Yes, covers all aspects of the live rig. And I will say on air, you did a yeoman's effort at the last Ultimate Jam night because you were not playing through an EV8 amp for your tone. But it was barely noticeable.
Yeah, no, I think there's stories where Eddie would show up at wherever he showed up, but in the early days, in fact, there's a guy in North Hollywood that biased my amp, because when you do use the Honeyhack, there's a disclaimer: you have to bias your amp just a little, actually, with that one particularly, so you don't really cook it out fast. But that guy in North Hollywood, I forgot his name, Michael something. He grew up with Eddie in Pasadena, And he told me a story where he was playing one night with his like high watt, half stack. This guy was.
Right.
And some place, some party, and he said Eddie was there and wanted to play. So he grabbed his guitar and started playing. And the guy said, guess what he sounded like? Yeah. I was like, what? And he goes, he sounded like Eddie Van Halen. So it's really, 90% of it is in the hands, and the rest is kind of just extra little for, the ears to feast on. But most of it is what you're playing, how you're phrasing, and how you're playing your notes and chords and whatnot.
Yeah.
So,
and the all important pick attack when playing Eddie stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's there's pressure there. You get on at the Ultimate Jam. You're playing right after somebody. They're basically unplugging and handing you a chord, and you're switching out while you're being introduced, and then it's go time. So, I have a second to try and dial in the delay the way I like it, and of course I always fail there. I never get it good. The only time it was ever good was the first time I played the jam, and you can see that video on. I think it's my channel. It's called Caleb Plays the Jam, and the first time was in August of 2018, and we did Dancing in the Streets, the Van Halen version, and for that riff, I needed a certain time delay, and I'll never forget. I hit the delay to check the time, and it was perfect. Like,
yeah, that's rare.
I didn't have to do anything, and that that lick is. And with the slap, the time delay, kind of edgy delay, you can really get a rhythm going with it. So, thank God.
Yeah, because you have to play off yourself in many ways.
It's you're bouncing your sound with the tempo. Mm-hmm. So it's very noticeable if it's not right.
Now, is that a song that you've tried to do with Nerd Halen at all?
Yeah, we played at the last Decade show. We did 90 minutes, which is by far our longest set.
Wow!
So we had to put like just about everything and plus stuff we never did before.
Sure. In
that set, and we did the full version of that night. So. I love that solo. That's a great solo.
Oh, yeah.
Song. So,
I think one of the first videos I saw of you was doing this solo too, Dancing in the Streets on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I was over at Richie's place, and he's like, so who's this Caleb guy I see you talking with? Because it was right after we kind of met, and we're posting stuff on each other's walls and stuff. He's like, who's this Caleb guy? I said, he's into Van Halen quite a bit. He was one of those guys. I said, yeah, but he only posts the solos online. He doesn't post the riffs. And I showed it to him. He's like, damn.
Yeah, that's a great solo. I love that. There you go.
That's it.
Hard to do that when you're sitting down.
Sure.
Unless you're in this position.
And I love during the tapping, the slide ups. Those were always. I just thought, oh, that's so Eddie.
My favorite lick in the whole solo. I love that.
Yeah.
Chromatic. Yeah, it's fun.
Nice.
Not bad for that little Roland cube amp, by the way. Hey?
Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Yeah, that's right, Tom. Such a melodic solo. Well, as a lot of Eddie's solos were.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, keep those questions coming, folks. We'll go another 10 minutes or so here, as I know I'm sequestering the rest of the family from making any noise and using up all the internet. By the way, Mom says hi, Caleb.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom, as they say in Canada. Mom.
Amanda says, got to go. Sam has a bit of a fever. Got to go snuggle. Congrats again, Caleb.
Thank you.
Thanks
so much.
Let's see. Tom Harhai asked, can you ask Caleb? Sure. How he learned to do the hummingbird speed picking. How do you do it?
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, back in the day, let's see. I guess the first time I ever was able to see it over and over again on video was the Live Without a Net video. I think that was the first time you could actually keep playing it back and forth and get an idea for it. So I would actually freeze the frame on the video through the TV. And I remember shaping my hand because he holds the pick with his middle finger most of the time when he's playing. And
right.
This is the Eddie shape of his hand, because I would also just try and make my hand look like him. He kind of rides the index finger on the front edge, and the middle finger is the one doing it. And then, so when he's doing the hummingbird, he kind of flares out his fingers like a devil horns, right? And he uses them as like wings, and then he rotates his arm around his radius around his ulna, if you know the biology of the body. And he does a spasm. That's what he calls it, a spasm. So this is kind of just like uncontrollable shaking. All right, but it's being controlled. So I totally mimicked the shape of his hand and what he was doing with his arm, and then obviously years of just trying to apply it in the right way. So it takes practice, but it's that easy or that hard, depending on.
There's your homework, Tom. And hello to Amy Roach. Nice.
The hummingbird, yeah.
Yes.
Ben, full screen, please. Oh, all right. One more. One
more with the full screen. There we go.
All right. So, damn headphone wire. I need better headphones. So. Is that okay?
Worked for me.
Okay.
And Wolverine says thanks, so I assume it worked for him too.
All right.
Steve Red Miller, he's listening while he's got to go cut some metal.
Cut some metal.
Yes. Literally, because he's probably working with a CNC machine. All right, see Chris. He's got to head out too. Nice.
Cool.
So, do you run chorus quite often on your sound, or do you go for more of the non-modulated tone most of the time?
That's a great question. I have a chorus. I have the EVH chorus that I use basically for Pretty Woman. But I have a setting on my Eventide H9, which is an amazing pedal. The only thing I wish they would do is allow you to run at least 2 different effects at once. Right now, you can only play like 1 effect at a time. So that's why you see these really pro players have 3 H9s on their board. But I have a setting on it that I run most of the time that is based on the Eventide harmonizer that Eddie has used. You know, that 5150 record and the OU812 record are probably the most you've ever heard him use that kind of, like, it's kind of like he it's called a detune effect, where it's just one side is a little bit less and your ear can pick up. It sounds like the guitars are stacked a little, and but it's just the effect. It's kind of a mini harmonizer.
Right.
I call it twaze because that's like the sound I hear is a twaze.
Right.
And so I have that sound that I've dialed in, because if you get an H9, they give you a few Eddie presets like the Panama and the Drop Dead Legs, and it has that harmonized effect. And I just dialed it way down on one of those.
Right.
And you know, it's on pretty much most of the time, unless I switch to. I have some time delays that I use in like Ain't Talking About Love and Dance the Night Away. There's specific delay for those songs that he uses.
Right.
So I'll switch out of that for that. And
I just thought of something. Drop Dead Legs. The breakdown in that. Is he using an octave pedal?
Yes.
Thought so.
Yeah. Yes, it's basically the only time that he uses it.
Right.
So
I thought so.
Yeah, that's one I'd love to work up.
I love playing Drop Dead Legs.
Yeah.
One of these days I'll learn how to play it right.
Yeah, me too. No, I don't. I've never played it all the way through, so
yeah.
Spend some time on that one.
Tom Harhigh says the OC2 very well could have been.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think there was a lot of octave pedals out on the market at that time.
No, just the original brown octave pedal, I believe.
Yeah. Hey, there's the captain.
Yeah.
A few people mentioned various pedals. Yeah, Tom Hardy, the TC Mimic. Yeah, I'd like to get one of those Mimic pedals. They work really good in stereo.
Yeah. Yeah, the H9 is a very pricey pedal, but you can load anything onto it. So it's like basically you could turn it from a $400 pedal into a $1,200 pedal, you know.
Exactly.
You know, by you know, buying different algorithms, and it's great. You can, I mean, I know a lot of these pedals you can control with your phone, but the actual program that they use for the H9 through my iPhone is pretty insane. So
yeah,
really cool.
Awesome.
What is your set list? How many VH songs do you play a night? Always the same. Well, we are a Van Halen tribute band, so they're all pretty much, yeah, they're all Van Halen songs. The exception was we did Santa Claus is Coming to Town, a couple of gigs in November and December that we had. And we'll be doing that next year too, because that song will be rolled out the right way for next Christmas season. So look for that.
Nice.
With a video too. We're looking forward to getting that video together. So,
Nice.
But yeah, our you know, we are looking for corporate events, and we have a plan to learn a bunch of other songs from other artists, and just do them in our style, and that will be
to do it.
Yeah, that will be.
Yeah, because I would say
future. Yeah. So
any non-Van Halen songs that you do play, they're songs that Van Halen has covered in the past.
Yeah, like, and there's the ones that we wish they covered, and that's
sure.
That's kind of going to be what we're going to take this to next, before we actually maybe do, hopefully do our own original. Right. So
that would be there's something, to go into the 5150 vaults. There's got to be some reels of recordings of them doing cover tunes that never made it onto albums, because they did a lot of cover tunes over the years. So I'd be curious to hear their take on these various songs and what they were.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, hopefully someday we'll get to hear some of that. I think it'll be up to Wolfgang. So
exactly. Hello, Fabulous Disaster. He says, congratulations to Caleb on the EVH deal.
Thank you.
And the Van Halen article, yes.
Thank you.
Great Vanzini, the article is on the Van Halen news desk.
VHND.com. Yeah, just scroll down a little. I think it's like the third or fourth story now. So check it out.
Yes. Ron always has this question for all guests. When was the last time you were fishing?
God. Oh, man. I'm going to have to say when I was a kid, or maybe when I was in my early 20s, mid 20s, I think. I was in I stayed in the New York area for the summer with a bunch of different friends, and I think we went fishing on the Hudson. So
nice.
Yeah. Not by the city, upstate a little. You know, I don't want to catch anything out of the Hudson down there by the city. So
yeah, no. All right. Well, we've hit the hour mark. Do you have anything to add, my good friend?
Oh, just stick with us. It's building every day. It's growing every day, and you know, very shortly, you know, sometime in the near future, hopefully, we'll be coming to someplace close to you, wherever you are.
Yes.
And I'm look forward to meeting everyone who I know on the internet in person, and that would be probably the best part of the whole deal.
I swear that is the best part when someone comes up to you. Hey, like we were saying, I'm such and such under the screen name. You're like, oh, snap. Okay. I know who you are.
Yeah. Because the support's been great. And a lot of people are very excited about the whole Nerd Halen project. And some people are more excited than me, which is hard to believe, but it's crazy. Like I said, I get messages from people and they're just clamoring for this. So, it's our goal, our mission to bring it out as far as we can take it. So
awesome.
Well, thanks, Michael.
Captain, put the article in the chat there, so you guys can read that article once we're done. Hey, Dwight Bailey. Yeah. So if you haven't already, folks, follow Caleb on his YouTube channel, Nerd Halen YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, all that fun stuff. Bookmark the website, and definitely check it out. Leave a thumbs up and a comment on the videos. Show them some support, which raises the awareness across the various platforms as well. Yes,
for sure. Thanks, Ben Coombs, for all the support. Ben Coombs and I go way back here. Some of Ben's earliest shows. You know,
yep.
You got to find that show. You got to like rerun it or something, where I basically talk about Nerd Halen for the first time. So
yeah, I'll dig that out. I'll put it up as a community post here on the community tab on YouTube later today. So
yeah, Throwback Thursday. So
yeah, and well, wait, is today? Yeah, today's Thursday, so we'll do a Throwback Thursday and put it on Facebook too and stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, you know, I love you. You know, you have all of my support. That's a given. So I'm glad we did this, definitely, and you know, always a highlight of NAMM is hanging out with you, dude.
Yeah, I love that it says thank you, Ben and Caleb. It's so funny because in my family, I grew up with a brother, Ben and Caleb. So that's pretty surreal. Ben and Caleb. I've heard that my whole life. And Ben's my brother too.
That's right. That's right. So there we go. So thanks again, everyone that tuned in. That's awesome. If you're new, please subscribe. And until next time, folks. You know what to do. Hold those doors open. Let that guy in heady in traffic. Do good things, and good things will happen to you. Karma's real. I'm living the dream. Caleb's living the dream. And until next time, cheers, rock on, and have a great day.